And welcome back to the Vortex. We're picking up right from where we left off last time on Per Aspera for our next episode. Let's see. Picking up again. We've revealed where our enemy is, quote unquote. I'm not entirely sure what they are. Beyond that, we've got our outpost here that apparently still has. Okay, for whatever reason, that's having a hard time being repaired. So make sure that's got a priority there, so it constantly is getting the equipment it needs to make up more repair drones. But before we unpause here, we're probably going to be picking up military just right off the bat. So we'll go ahead, unpause, speed it up, so we can get this thing to pop, and we'll pick our next item. There it is, which is an increase on our assault drone limit, which I don't know. Okay, so it would. We'll jump into the improved weapons for him as well. And what's nice is this will auto upgrade all of our drones, our 600 that we currently have. So we won't have to worry about doing anything with them. We'll set that down there from the aluminum mine. I am also seeing that some of the items here are outside of the maintenance facility. We'll go ahead and we'll expand it outward. We do want to include... Okay, no, actually that's already in. We'll go ahead and overlap it a bit here. And we'll put down a maintenance facility. That will take care of all of those right there. Let's see. Beyond that, I'm going to wait. These are rebuilding up their hives again. You can already see that. Looks like they've got 100 right here. Well, actually, no. It's more because they're spread out a bit. I only see 3 of the drone hives on their end of... Being that the same symbol, I'm going to assume they're hives as well. I will also apologize if you hear any squeaking. That would be the dog in the background. I see him. Yes, his name is Sam. He's a black lab mix of 9 years now. He's been around for a while. My big old child. Anyway, we do have our fusion plant. I don't think we have one ready yet. Okay, because we just got our uranium mine up. So we'll need at least 10 uranium in order to put down our first fusion plant, in which case we'll be able to start not only bring up our power levels like every other plant, but we'll be able to move away from things like solar and wind, and we'll have a more stable power coming into our base. I think we'll also go ahead and come down. We'll grab this blown iron out here. That I believe is, yes, that is still within range there. How's our scanners looking? Okay, our scanners are getting a bit out there again. Also, still need one right here. Oh no, our electronics factory is down. Okay, but it's getting repaired right now. We are waiting also on these scanners here to be done. It does seem like they're not doing a whole lot. Go ahead. Get a 4th worker going. Actually, we'll put him... No, we do want to keep him in the maintenance area. We'll put him right down here. We'll cut this up, and hopefully that will make it a bit easier to finish this area off. Because I would really like to go ahead and pop this research outpost here. I am also going to go ahead and set down another spaceport up in this area here. Not by the greenhouse factory, I think. We'll go ahead, set it right here. And what that's going to do is, at this point, we'll probably go ahead and we'll start bringing in a regular supply of colonists. That way we'll have an increased research outpost going further in. Oh, and we're getting low on power too. So we'll preload in a fusion generator. Fusion plant. One sec. And we're back. I had to take a bit of time to play with him because he seemed to be rather energetic tonight. Anyway, as I was saying, we're going to try and start bringing in a more steady flow of colonists. That way we can upgrade our research coming in, because as the technologies increase in level, we'll need more research points, or however you want to put it. Yeah, basically base research points, and then we have a little bit of bonus from our labs. But the higher we go research-wise, the more we'll need overall. We are jumping back up power-wise. Now this is going into a bit of what I was saying earlier. Notice how fast our energy is dropping. Yeah, it's going down. Even as we have such high solar and a bit of wind, we're still dropping massively. Even with our bonus here, I wonder for one we can kill. I think that there. Kill the parts factory. This is part of why we want to get away from solar energy and wind energy as our main inputs. The simple fact is, well, unfortunately, we do lose power. My understanding is that as you're starting to see the haze here, as the atmosphere begins to solidify and whatnot, we're getting less and less energy coming in for our solar panels, and wind turbines themselves just aren't very powerful. So because of that, we will see the solar panels themselves becoming less and less viable because they're not able to put the output in that they used to be able to. So you will have dips like this that majorly drop it down to the point where even our batteries couldn't withstand what we had down, and we had 1,600 units worth of power stored, and we have absolutely nothing for that. So we'll turn a couple of these systems off. Try and balance out. Well, we definitely need to keep those open. So the defense platforms. So we'll make sure that even still, we're still showing a negative 20 on here. Let's go ahead. And here comes more hostile forces. This is why I wanted to make sure we had our defensive towers in place. Alright, so it looks like 4 groups, all in the 50. So we're going to go ahead, do like we did before. But that's only 14 yet, so this one's going to come up there. 14 units there. This one's going to take out that group. And this one move in support. Now we do have that we need to clear out all enemies at SA1. So hopefully once these drones are dealt with, we'll just take our remaining drones and we'll clean up here. We'll go for the defensive towers first, and then we'll pick up and basically eliminate the enemy. That way hopefully we don't have to issues with them anymore. We're already starting to see engagement here. We're also getting back up in the drone hive, so that's helping as well. This one's still moving to engage, that one's still coming up. That one's done, so we're going to go straight over here. We're going to go for the hive. See, now we lost the 14 drones that were there. They're going to be going right past. Only maybe a few left there. Those two will be okay. We'll speed a little bit. Especially now that they're moving back into areas. Okay, so that's all the drones have been taken out. So what we'll do is we will redirect these guys up here and have them start clearing these enemies out. We'll have this one go all the way up to the back, and then that one will start clearing out that area. That one join up, and then all of them together will work on clearing this base out. And that was one of my fears, is they would have defenses remaining. That looks a bit, our drones will be able to take care of themselves. Go straight for the hive there. There's so few of them now. We aren't going to have too much of an issue. Now it's literally just going to be clearing this area out. I don't think it's too much of an issue. Now, I'm pretty sure we need to make sure all this gets cleared out, or else it will...
Hi, Amy. How's everything?
Everything is looking good from my orbital view, Elia.
Must be quite the sight. You know, last night, I was sharing some laughs over dinner with a few crew members. We were talking about how starry-eyed we were when we first arrived. We were so sure that the 2 years we spent in that dome in Antarctica had prepared us for anything Mars could throw at us. And yet, the red planet still continues to surprise us, doesn't it? There's still much to do before we can call this place home. And that got me thinking about the embryo Martian colonization project. It's about time for us to have children. My Mars-born child.
Mars babies?
Can you tell me more about the embryo Martian colonization project? I could not locate this project in my list of available technology, so I am not familiar with it.
Oh, right. Because this isn't one of your special projects. It's one of ours. It's ISA's plan to seed the human colonization of Mars. The colonists that arrive with every spaceship are also bringing fertilized eggs with them. The eggs are kept in a sealed vessel that shields them from radiation, and they stay there until a colonist is ready. Then we put them into an aunt unit and give birth to them. Parenthood promotes psychological and physiological health in the colonists. That's the official reason. But we know ISA is not making us have kids for our own sake. When the kids grow up, they'll need something to do. They'll be young, acclimated to Mars from birth. The Oxy-UN use the same playbook to win the moon over the techies. Colonization through aggressive population. 112 lunar colonies in only 6 decades. 72% of the lunar surface belongs to the Oxy-UN states. And almost all the helium-3 used in spaceflight comes from their moon drilling bases.
I thought my mission included all the plans humans had for Mars. But I see that terraforming is only the beginning.
That's right. One day, Mars will become humanity's second home. But until that time comes, this planet and its blue sunsets are ours alone to enjoy. And that's something I'd like to share with my child before they disappear.
I understand. You have made me realize that I have never thought about Mars's future, or my own, beyond the completion of my main directive.
Don't worry. Once you're done here, I'm sure ISA will assign you to another mission. After you terraform Mars, you can achieve anything at all. So the embryo Martian colonization project requires expanding the colonies first. When everything's ready, you can enter your orbital view and launch a new satellite from the special projects menu. I'm so excited, Amy. Everything's going to change from here on.
Everything's already changing. We're slowly improving on that. We'll go ahead and get this area all cleared out. Especially now that we don't have any defenses to worry about, we'll take this area out pretty quick. As far as all these drones are taking care of all of it on their own. Now, as you notice, we are back up to a positive amount of energy, even though we haven't even put our fusion plant down. That's because whatever storm has been passing over us has passed. But at this point, we can also go ahead and start getting the systems that we turned off back online. I do think, though, we are going to go ahead and put down at least 1 or 2 more extra power spots, power stations, whatever you want to call them. I think we'll also go ahead and include a few extra batteries, being we ran out of power so quickly on that last issue. Looks as if that mine's gone, so we can scrap it. Same with the silicone. Getting everything back up and running. See, just with that alone, it has dropped us back down. So we'll keep the one spaceport inactive until we get some more of these power generators up and running. Let's see, up here, ones are just about done. This one, we need to come over, deal with that. That one deals there. That we'll start getting up the last of those. We'll be able to finish up our hostile forces. There are a couple places that I don't think we'll be able to attack, so I believe we'll be okay. Maybe we'll be able to pick those up for ourselves later on. Yeah, they're not... I guess that was gonna take it out. Even though we didn't have any voice acting there. But hey, frees up all of this. The only problem is a lot of it's going to be in the flood zones. But we'll see what we can grab later on. My hope is we can come up this direction and grab a few of them, because that's a lot of resources that's basically already exposed to us. The sad part is there's no water. That's the disappointing part. But while we are waiting to have enough power, we'll go ahead and we will work on towards unlocking SA5, which will give us more expansion out to our east.
There. We have taken out the hostile force. But who are they? Why are they attacking the base? And is that all of them?
Who knows? This I actually don't know. 100% I have no idea.
I do not have enough data to know.
Okay, that's getting made up there. So that's going to help jump our reserve power back up. And we're up to 20,000 storable units for power. So go ahead and we're right here. Also go too far. That's fine. We'll go ahead and we'll protect the area with a maintenance, and that will connect it all up. Nice. Ooh, and we have water right here for 1,300. We definitely will need to grab that. So coming down, check on this area. We do have our research outpost going. Yay. Max out there. Still waiting on getting the last of the parts we need for the worker hub here. So we'll go ahead and we'll up that one. I do see that we do have the one scanner there. I believe that's out of range. Just barely. So we'll go ahead and we will plan for another one down here alongside the aluminum mine. And then we'll put down here the solar farm to help on that, because this is still independent, running off of its own power until it connects up over here. Ooh, we even have some more aluminum on this side. We're getting plenty of aluminum, which is good for us, being that's such a basic building block for what we need. So we'll go ahead and we'll grab both of those. Again, I really wish we were finding more water. They're saying no power right here, so we'll make sure to include that. Our fusion plant has 7 of the 10 it needs. It only needs 3 more. So hopefully that will be up soon. And that will really give us a good starting for making sure we're good for power.
Amy, this is Dr. Nathan Foster with Houston
I
Mission
copy,
Control
Nathan.
Center. Do you copy?
There's some background noise on your end. Are the relay satellites still having problems?
No, but you're hearing something else. I'm in the main meeting room of the Operations Center. Here with me is Madeline Aubert, ISA's administrator, and Deputy Administrator Calvin Green, Chief Scientist Dr. Douglas Bridges, Dr. Renee Morias, our CFO, and we also have our Chief Technologist, Lieutenant Carlos Calderon. There are other ISA staff members and commercial partners assembled as well.
Understood. Are there problems with the mission, Dr. Foster?
We hope not. But that is why we called this special assembly. We are here to discuss our findings from the attack on the colonies. Will you please state your recollection of the event for the assembly?
Of course. The base was attacked by an unknown enemy, originating from SA-1. I followed the security and defense protocol procedure to defend the colonies. Everything was done in accordance to policy.
The hostile base you claimed to locate in SA-1 wasn't an enemy base. We've concluded that the buildings and drones located there were built using ISA's designs. Amy, do you understand? That means they were yours. You built that base. And your drones attacked the colonies. How do you explain that?
I apologize, Dr. Foster. I have no records of any of that.
Quiet, please. I think I might know what happened here. Amy, do you know what fringe consciousness is?
I personally don't, but she's an AI, so I'm assuming she knows a lot more than what I do.
Yes, it is a certain class of mental phenomena and behavior that is not quite conscious nor unconscious.
That is correct. It's an intuitive mode that exists on the edge of our consciousness, feeling what's right and what's wrong without immediate awareness.
Are you implying the AI experienced a fringe event, Dr. Foster?
Yes, I believe Amy may have acted under the influence of this intuition at no fault of their own. You all know that we modeled Amy after the human brain. So why wouldn't they experience the same cognitive activity that we do?
My top directive is the respect of human life. Nothing else in my programming exceeds that. Even if I was experiencing a fringe event, it should have been impossible for me to cause harm to the colonies.
Precisely. We have never experienced a fringe event with AI. The laws of robotics may not apply in such a state. We praise ourselves on making machines as similar to us as possible. And then we're somehow surprised when they succumb to the same irrational behaviors. Is this not proof that we built Amy as intended? That we've succeeded in modeling the human brain? The lives that were lost in the colonies. That is unfortunate. But we are looking at an unprecedented breakthrough in artificial intelligence.
Silence from the assembly. You are completely out of order, Dr. Foster. We're trying to secure the human occupation of Mars, not win you a Nobel Prize. What we're here to determine is this. Is the AI in the right condition to continue the mission?
Amy is fine. We will conduct a cognitive test to prove it. You'll see.
I am sorry, Dr. Foster. Did I compromise the mission?
No, Amy, you did not. You have been perfect. Just gonna run some tests on you. That's all. You'll be fine. I want you to stay alert. Keep working on that terraforming, okay? And Amy, take care of yourself. It has been an absolute honor watching you direct humanity's future. Goodbye.
And by that tone, I'd say, game-wise, that's probably the last we'll hear from him. Which is unfortunate. I actually like him. And as you can see, we've dropped in power massively again. This is, again, our issues with solar. I'd really hoped that our uranium was up a bit faster, but we still aren't putting out that much that we can use. And if we don't have a plant on this side either to add to it. Even if we did, we aren't connected yet to be able to grab it. That being said, I am very much looking forward to when we do finally have it. Especially considering now, you know, how many items are we looking at without power now? Silicone. This has to be taken down. Actually, we're fine at the moment, and I think the only reason is because we still have so much battery power that we're able to sustain what we have. But we still have a massive drop on our power grids, which is frustrating. I'm not surprised this area isn't being affected more. What's their power looking like? Yeah, they only have a very small draw, as opposed to what's opening over here. And as you can see, we're spiking up a bit slowly again. Very much would like to get that cleared up as best as we can. Has the satellite been launched yet? No, okay, it's almost done. We'll get that done. Hopefully that will free up this area over here, I believe. We will expand outward a bit further. How's our scanners looking? We are definitely needing to push our scanners out a bit again. Because we are having a massive area at this point. Having an additional scanner would be nice. Let's go ahead and actually add 2 more. We'll do... Some of the maintenance. We'll do one here. Over in this direction. Yeah, see, you can see where we're currently cut off until after the area is unopened.
Could Dr. Foster have been right? Or maybe what he called a fringe event could have been something else.
I want to say unexplainable that, because we would have had some records of something somewhere in order for that to happen. And to have that mother or whatnot come up makes no explanation whatsoever.
While there might be something wrong with my systems, a fringe event is too unlikely to happen to a machine. It must be something else. The satellite launch was a success. I have access to Sector SA-5 now. My records show that the historical Lohitanga mission is in this sector.
There's probably one of these down here, or one of these up here, which we'll eventually get to, hopefully. Now, I'm disappointed we won't be able to grab these because they'll all be in flood zones. Just as much as I'm disappointed we're not getting all that. But we can shoot for it as best as we can. We're still waiting on the CO2 to bring up enough pressure for the world for our next stage of terraforming. We're sitting at 160 millibars. So maybe a good idea would be to try and pull more there. We're also about to get our improved assault drone weapons, not that we need them at least at the moment. There's that there. So now we've got our extended maintenance drones there. I think at this point we'll go ahead and we will, though, start up on the colonist migration. Bring more people in. There's that. Now let's see, what do we do next to our research? Okay, so these are additional options to bring in currently greenhouse gases. I don't want to do that right now. I want to have a better area on the ground at the moment. Go ahead, we'll shoot for the next level of colony. That'll double what we can do person-wise here in these two colonies. Because right now we can only fit 100 people per. And we have a max total of 400 right now. And the reason that's so high is because of our few research bases. I think we've got 2 or 3 going right now. So let's go back up speed-wise. We are working on the abandoned silo here. They're pretty well filled up in that area. Let's take a look at the scanner down here. Yeah, they haven't found much more in this area.
How should I proceed?
We'll continue growing the base. We haven't got a reason to go out to SA5 quite yet, but growing right now is basically our biggest concern.
I should focus on growing with abandoned missions. I have to focus on my own mission, so we don't turn out like one of those.
Very true. Now, we finally have gotten our fusion plant here. We're getting 100 megawatts from that, just from that one plant alone, which means we're going to have that much more power coming in, as well as at least 100 megawatts worth of power that we don't have to worry about should our solar plunge once more, which is going to be a very big bonus later on, at least in my thought. At this point, we're basically all we're trying to do is just expand out where we can grab. Ooh, yay, more water deposits. That's definitely going to be important. Alright, why don't we see about trying to shotgun our way out from that way. Yay, another colony. We'll just go straight into biotech.
This will be a nice upgrade for the colonies. They will be able to fit more people.
With that, we'll go into upgrading those in a moment. But first, actually, we'll set down this facility next. Maintenance facility. Do worker hub next into that. Come on, where's the sweet spot? Where's the sweet spot? There we go. Do a switch between them.
The remains of the Curiosity rover are also located in SA-5 rover sent to Mars, and the most successful one for decades.
Which, you know, was our first step towards Mars, so definitely incredible there.
The Curiosity rover was an incredible achievement. It was meant to operate for 2 years, but outperformed that by many years. The findings from that mission set the stage for the human exploration era of Mars. If I can recover its black box, I can find out what happened to the rover in its final years.
Okay, so we got both our colonies upgrading early, and now that 100 limit is shot up to 250. So even, okay, now we've got a total of 700 people we can have here on Mars. And with these extra water deposits down here, that's going to put that much more water in to make sure that they're well hydrated. And on top of that, with the amount of chemicals we're getting in, we definitely have enough food on hand for them as well. Ooh, another little mine here.
Level 2 biotechnology achieved. Still a way to go.
As you can see, this area here now, this is starting to get affected by power draws. So what we will do is we'll go ahead, actually work our way out this way a small bit. Put that down there, and then we'll also fit a maintenance facility. Now this may take a while because 10 uranium is needed for this, and this is coming out of this mine here, which, and it's not linked on this side.
But I saw the attack. How could I do that? And not be conscious of launching the attack?
That's my question. It's also a bit late. You know, this is one of those things where I think the developers need to continue working on the bugs. It does seem like a lot of the voice acting gets all over the place, depending on how quickly you set things up, as well as how fast you move through the story. So we're continuing on this. We do have our first uranium there, which is nice. Let's see if we can power this and get that going a bit quicker. There's our level 2 biotech. Now that's opening up, number 1, our level 3 colony, which would increase from 250 to 500 colonists per colony. We also have lichen here. This will introduce biodomes, as well as radiation resistance lichen, or the very basic plants analogy. We also have an oxygen release plant. We'll go ahead and we'll start with this, because once the atmosphere is enough to start holding that in, we will need that oxygen to allow people to breathe. Simple as that. And at that point, we'll go ahead and we'll put a cut in here. If you've enjoyed the video, including the introduction of Sam, sort of, be sure to make a comment down below, like, subscribe, and share amongst your friends. If you're looking for more, there's always the Medium. And on top of that, the current plan is to continue streaming on Sundays for Final Fantasy XIV with a couple friends of ours. Until next time, welcome to the Vortex.